I want to tell you about British woman named Clare. She planned her Sri Lanka trip perfectly. Hotel booked, routes mapped, budget set, and by day 5 she was sitting outside a hotel in L. Suitcase packed, driver paid in advance, driver never showed up. That morning, without knowing it, Claire gave me the idea that became TripSyncGo. Before I tell you Claire's story, you need to understand where I was when I met her. Because this story doesn't start with an idea, it starts with the country falling apart. My generation of Sri Lankans, we didn't have it easy. 30 years of civil war, the 2004 tsunami, Easter Sunday attack in 2019, and then global pandemic hit from nowhere. And then, as if all that wasn't enough, our entire economic collapse in 2022. Fuel quays stretching for kilometers, supermarket shelves empty. The president literally fled the country. I watched an entire generation of young Sri Lankans pack their bags and leave the country. Before all of this, I was happy. I had a good job, a family, beautiful life in one of the most beautiful places on earth. And then Easter Sunday happened, and something changed permanently inside me. I thought I cannot depend on one salary forever. So I started looking for extra income. I tried things. I failed multiple times. I will tell you those stories another day. But eventually, I looked out my window. I live near one of the most famous travel destination in the world, and I thought tourism. That's where the opportunity is. So I became a part-time private driver. One morning, I got a call. A friend of a friend, a hotel owner, me in L. He had two UK guests who need a transfer to Mirissa, Southern Coast, beautiful place. I said yes. I drove to the hotel, and when I arrived, I saw them immediately. A young British woman and her mother sitting on a bench outside the hotel, suitcases ready, bags packed. But something was wrong. You know that look when someone has been let down so many times, they have stopped being angry and just gone quiet. That was them. I introduced myself, loaded their bag, we started driving. After a while, I stopped at Ravana Waterfall, one of the most beautiful spot on the route. We walked around, the mood lifted slightly. Back in the car, I asked her, Claire, uh, when I arrived, you look really frustrated. Are you okay? And then she told me everything. Her name was Claire, mid 30s British. She and her mother had planned this entire Sri Lanka trip themselves. No agencies, independent travelers, the kind who want the real experience, not the packaged version. They arrived in Colombo, used a local ride app like an Uber but Sri Lankan. Driver took them to hotel. Everything was fine. Then they moved to Sigiriya same app. Fine. Visited the rock. Hired tuk through the hotel for local sightseeing. Moved to Kandy, same map. The driver asked for extra money mid journey. Claire was kind. She didn't argue. She gave him a tip. Then they planned something special. The train from Nanue to L. If you don't know this journey, it is the one of the most beautiful train rides on the planet. Tea country, mist, waterfalls, pure magic. And I wanted to stop at a tea plantation, buy real Sri Lankan tea directly from source. My mother's idea. They found a driver through the same local app to take them from Kandy to Nanoya station. The driver couldn't or wouldn't understand English. When they asked to stop at a tea plantation, he ignored her, drove straight past, rushed them to station and disappeared. They never go to see a tea plantation. After the train, they arrived near Ella, my friend's hotel. They wanted to see more, explore around Ella beautiful days. Then they need to continue south to Mirissa. Claire found a driver through a Facebook group this time. They agreed on a price. She paid him in advance. The morning they were supposed to leave, he took the money and never showed up. Didn't answer his phone, didn't reply to message. He had found a better paying job and just disappeared. That the moment I found them sitting on that bench. Money gone, Morning gone, trust gone. The hotel owner eventually recovered the advance payment, but Claire and her mother were done. Not angry anymore, just tired. And I sat with that feeling the whole drive to Mirissa. Something is deeply broken here, and nobody is fixing it. Here's what I realized on that drive. Claire didn't make a bad decision. She did everything right. She just didn't have the right tool. She used a local ride app designed for Sri Lankan going from point to point A to point B, not designed for tourists doing multi days, multi destination journeys with stops and experiences in between. She asked ChatGPT for recommendation. ChatGPT gave her what it knew. It didn't know what the local labs were actually designed for. She found a driver through a Facebook group and had no way to verify if he was trustworthy, no rating, no history, no accountability. And here's the thing nobody talks about. Those local drivers, they are not villains. They are surviving too. When a driver takes a long hire, say Ella to Mirisa, he needs money for fuel, foods, his own accommodation for the night, sometimes 2 nights. He has already paid commission to the app. Sometimes these drivers sleep in their cars because they can't afford a guest house after the commission cuts. So when a better paying job comes, sometimes they take it because the system gave them no better option. The problem is in the tourist. The problem is in the driver. The problem is there is no dedicated system built for both of them. I searched everywhere, other drivers, tour guides, the internet, nothing existed that slowed this properly. So I decided to build it. After a month of thinking, researching, talking to tourists and drivers, the idea became clear. One platform built especially for tourists and private drivers, where travelers post their trip, not just a single transfer, but their full journey, leg by leg, Ella to Mirisa, Candy to Nanuaya, with a tea plantation stop, whatever they need. Where verified rated drivers bid competitively for the trip, tourists compare real prices from real drivers with real reviews. WhatsApp chaos, no Facebook group strangers, no advance payment to people you can't verify. And here's the part I'm most proud of. Travelers only pay for the legs they actually use. Staying in Ella for 3 days, you don't need a driver for 3 days. Book him for the day you leave. That's it. Save money, save time, travel the way you actually want to travel. That's where the tagline came from. Plan smarter, travel easier. That's not marketing copy, that's Claire's story translated into a product. The minimum viable product is live right now. It's not perfect, I'm not going to pretend it is, but it works. Real drivers, real trips, real travelers. The link is in the description. Go check it out. If you're planning a Sri Lanka trip, try it. Tell me what's missing. Tell me what confused you. Tell me what you loved. I am Sanjaya, a founder figuring this out in real time. This is Diary of a Startup. Subscribe, hit the bell, come back next week. And if you ever come to Sri Lanka, use TripSyncGo. We won't ghost you, I promise. Get there.